Hi folks, what I've got here today is a Flymo 330 VCX hover mower. Last weekend I was cutting the lawn and unfortunately it hit a stone, and all of a sudden the mower still works, but it's making a lot of noise and it's vibrating a lot. And then I picked up off the grass a little piece of plastic, and this is off the impeller. So one of the impeller blades has snapped off when it got hit by the stone. That's throwing the impeller out of balance and is causing the mower to shake. So what I'm going to do today, rather than just go and buy a new impeller and replace the impeller, I'm going to attempt to fix it. If the fix fails, we'll just have to buy a new impeller. If the fix works, happy days, I've saved like 30 quid. What we'll show is how to actually replace the impeller anyway. So it doesn't matter whether I fix it or buy a new impeller, the process is absolutely identical for replacing the impeller. So first thing to do, to undo the nut, the blade's going to try and rotate that way. I need to stop the rotation. What I've done, I've just cut a piece of old plastic pipe I found in the garage. You could use wood, you could use anything. I've just clamped it in place to stop the blade rotating, and as anything that might be tight, squirt of WD-40. The reason I just clamped this in place is purely for convenience. You can hold it in place, but it's much harder. It's one of these jobs where you need like 3 hands. But I just clamped this in place. Could use a piece of wood. Right, now we'll see if we can get this undone. So I've just got a socket on here, and there we go. Now we should just be able to undo this, and the blade will come off, and hopefully the impeller will come off as well. I've never done this before, it's a learning curve for me. So that's the blade off to one side. Oh, it's Loctited on, no wonder it wasn't keen to come off. Right, we have here, this is the blade removed. We've got a couple of pins. I don't need to remove this at all. The pins are just to lock the blade in place, stop it rotating. So all we now do is just pull that off. So this is what the impeller looks like. It's held on here with some splines there, and as we can see, this blade has snapped off there. But my cunning plan was to cut an equivalent piece of the blade off on the opposite side. But the problem I'm going to have is the impeller's got 17 blades, so there is no single blade on the opposite side which I can trim down to balance it up. So what I'm going to have to do is to get the 2 nearest blades on the opposite side and cut a little piece of material off both of those to try and balance it. We'll see how it goes. So this is my broken blade here. So what I will do, I'll lay a ruler across that, over that blade, and then that goes through the centre of the impeller. So this blade and this blade are the 2 that I need to trim. Broken piece of impeller measures about 48mm by 30mm. So what I intend to do is, on both of the blades, I'll mark up 15mm by 48mm and cut that piece off each blade. Right. So I've now got the trim lines marked up. So they're the 2 pieces I want to cut off. So to do the cut, I'm just going to use a Dremel. we'll see how it goes. One done. So that's the cuts done. I'll just clean those up. So the final thing we'll do before we put the mower back together, we've got the blade off, I might as well sharpen it. As you can see, the blades are quite chipped on the leading edge, so we'll just put those on the grinder and clean them up. Right, so we'll just clean the blades up and we'll put this back together again. Well, I do have a small problem. I've run out of Loctite. So what I'm going to do, I really need to put more Loctite. So I need to clean the Loctite, the old Loctite off this bolt and reassemble it with fresh Loctite. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to put it back together to show you how it goes back together. And then after I shot the video, I'm just going to pop down the shop, buy some new Loctite and take the bolt out again and put Loctite it back in. So I'm honest, I will put fresh Loctite on this. So it's exact opposite of how it came apart. So put the impeller back on, that just slots on the splines. Take the blade, which is now freshly ground, that lines up on, it's like almost like keys, and tighten this up. Right, that's it, that's the impeller replaced. Right, the big question, does it work? Does it vibrate and make a horrible noise?